It's time now for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news. That is Thursday, July 21st, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins. 5 o'clock news headline starts right now. Top story at 5 is it was harder to imagine a more infamous ending to his 2016 campaign as stated before. The party he had plotted for years to take over Texas Senator Ted Cruz stood for 38 seconds as a conventional booed and jeered his announcement at Republicans. Mommy should have been said shot him while he was landing down and hands up. The video showed a man landing straight holding his hands in the air. All he has is a toy truck, the man shouts. Roger Ailes resigns as Fox News chief after sexual harassment accusations as the news chief exits his network of a 20-year career. Building Fox News with a rated standard and financial powers boss for Rupert Murdoch. Donald Trump invites people to invade Melania's hometown. The NBA is preparing an relocation of 2017 All-Star Weekend from Charlotte in response to the state's anti-LGBT legislation. Two people in the knowledge of the situation told U.S. Today Sports. In Illinois, a small plane crashed into a house on Thursday morning, killing a pound, set the house on fire, and leaving debris scattered front the neighborhood, according to police and witnesses. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan blames U.S.-based cleric Fethullah Gulen for last week's bloody attempted coup, suspected Gulenist and are being purged into the thousands of a wave of arrests and seconds as Mr. Erdogan has declared a state of emergency. The man who drove a tornado crowd in Nice, France, killing 84 people, plotted this July 14th attack for months with support of accomplices press prosecutor Francois Bond said Thursday. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and prisons have arrested 10 people suspected of planning terrorist acts during next month's Rio Olympics. Brazil's Justice Ministry said on Thursday. French President Francois Hollande said it is respects to the decision of the UK to leave the EU, but Brexit negotiations should begin as soon as possible. Caracas, Venezuela. Caracas, Venezuela. Joshua Hout, a 24 Utah newlywed being held in Venezuela on weapons charges, has been tied to a recent political assassination, Venezuelan leaders said. Seoul. South Korean President Park Geun-hye suggested to Seoul's National Security Council that she is opening defense proposals over then time. Seoul, North Korea offered to send 11 according to trade sports teams to Pakistan, but Pakistan apparently turned down the offer. Sao Paulo, Brazilian police resident. Seoul, China has canceled a major trade at the fair to the border of the city of Da Nang, a decision that could impact the North Korea's commercial interests. In aftermath of the shooting deaths of 5 Dallas police officers, Hook said the black shooting are prone to criminality. That was said in the same week as former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani said the Black Lives Matter movement. Highlands, New York. A man held an 81-year-old Marine Corps veteran Austin in a squad motel room for at least 4 years to steal his benefits checks before the day said on Thursday. Austin, Texas. Some Texas voters may need to show a state postcard. Listen, them on an election roll to cast ballots in November elections after the U.S. Court followed the law. Washington, the Obama administration announced Thursday that it will seek to block two giant healthcare mergers, citing concerns that the deals could drive up healthcare premiums, undermine innovation, and reduce competition. Stocks fell Thursday after a big set of earnings reports put at least a temporary halt to the market's Reddit considered run. Airlines said some of the sharpest drops and worries that the fares may be dropping. Starbucks shares dropped 4% in after hours, straight in after reported sales growth that missed their analysts' expectations on Thursday. Visa and PayPal today agreed to announce a strategic partnership that will combine the power of the largest payment network in the world with the largest digital payments network in the world to give more consumers more trust about how they pay. Alexandria, Virginia. 2 mothballed U.S. Navy frigates are to receive activation work from VSA Corporation from the transfer to the Taiwan for the foreign military sales program, which will be reactivated. Paris. Airbus Defence and Space to operate Huron-1 surveillance drones for the German military in Mali as part of a United Nations peacekeeping mission. Christchurch, New Zealand. Mountain Aircraft Company has signed a formal alliance agreement with Overwatch, Incorporated, developed the U.S. first responder market for bunch of jetpacks. Stans, Switzerland. The first of the Pilatus aircraft afforded a PC-21 for Astra has completed its initial production test flight out of the company's Stans, Switzerland factory. Alright, take a look at how the stocks fared. The Dow. Like I said, down 77.8 points at 18,517.23. SP 500 down 7.85 points at 2,165.17. The Nasdaq down 60 over 3 points at 5 times at 73.90. After 20-month experiment by a large underground xenon dark matter detected a particle that holds the key to understanding the mass of the universe remains hidden. An African bird called the Great Honey God is famous for leading people to honey, and new study shows that the birds listen for certain human calls to figure out who wants to play follow the leader. When Star Trek Enterprise first embarked on a 5-year mission in 1966, the goal is the first critical way to better understand the universe around about going where no man or humans will say that they had gone before. Amgen had big biosimilar goals for the series, fresh off a positive FDA panel earlier this month for what would be the first approved biosimilar for Humira, the not a biotechnical product allergen reported posted top line. Miami, the Florida Department of Health has ruled out a sexual transmission as well as trouble source of a Miami area women's Zika infection. FDA approves Cristor generics after a federal judge dismissed the lawsuit brought by AstraZeneca to invoke the competition. Colon cancer patients who are taking Humira amounts of omega-3 fatty acids, mainly from oily fish, may have better odds of survival, new study finds. Take a look at some local news. The drought-like summer taking on a toll in the Ottawa area, and some Toronto ramping up water restrictions. Water fair as opposed to complete ban on outdoor water use in North Ottawa and Plainville are restricting non-essential water use for 1 day week. Non-essential water use is defined as outdoor sprinklers or automatic sprinklers, washing cars, or washing building exteriors. The Massachusetts are responsible state-issued drought advisory for southeastern Massachusetts. Brantford residents have been under the partial ban that they are restricted outdoor water use for odd-numbered days, for odd-numbered addresses, and even-numbered days. For even-numbered addresses, watering was prohibited. St. National Cathedral Dining Restaurant Committee has agreed to pay $210,000 restitution penalties to resolve allegations that it failed to pay 2,565 Massachusetts workers, including some in the takeoff for required training in violation of state law. Attleboro police say they found a small amount of suspected heroin on an accused shoplifter they arrested Wednesday afternoon. Mansfield Make-A-Wish Foundation of Massachusetts renown is making a dream come true for a local 12-year-old who suffers from traumatic brain injury. Attleboro, a 33-year-old woman escaped injury after driving into a utility pole on South Main Street early Thursday morning, but faces drunken driving charges. Plymouth former New England Patriots star Aaron Hernandez expected a period of court with new lawyers to defend him in 2012 slayings of 2 minutes at a Boston nightclub. Boston firefighters have been battling a large blaze in the city's Charlestown neighborhood. Pierre Chalmers on 507 on this Thursday evening, and it's time now for a sports report. Tonight, the Boston Red Sox will be squaring off against the Minnesota Twins at Fenway Park. Game time 7:10 p.m. at Fenway Park. Other scores that were played this afternoon in the major leagues: Los Angeles Dodgers over the Washington Nationals 6-3, and the Baltimore Orioles over the New York Yankees 4-1. Former Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Westady would have donated his 2016 salary to a charity signed by an NFL team this season. London, now that Russian track and field athletes have failed in an effort to have the Olympic ban overturned, it's up to IOC to decide whether to kick an entire Russian team out of the games that begin in Rio de Janeiro in 15 days. Las Vegas, the family vacation was planned months in advance. As soon as the free agency was over, DeAndre Jordan was headed to a resort in Jamaica where theoretically he would put his family in a phone and airplane while drowning himself with family. Care Challengers on 508 on this Thursday evening, and it is time now for a traffic and trend report on the ride home from work on this Thursday evening. Let's start off on the MBTA where SL1 and SL4 on the Silver Line experiencing minor delays in the traffic for the Silver 1 and the SL4. Commuter rail looking good, and on the ferries they are looking good. And now look at the highways. Highways and byways in New York City are slow. Down Connecticut, 95 and southbound side is backed up from Greenwich and Sanford. 95 northbound side is backed up from New York State Line all the way up to Bridgeport, Connecticut. Then hit brakes again from Milford all the way out to Brentford. 95 and southbound side is backed up from Guilford to New Haven, Connecticut. 91 and southbound side is slower in the New Haven stretch. I-84 eastbound side is typical from 684 New York City all the way out to Newton, and then hit brakes again on the Waterbury stretch. And I-84 westbound side also Waterbury stretch. I-84 both ends also over the Hartford area. 91 and southbound side, so Woodlocks and downtown Hartford. 91 on the northbound side is backed up to the Hartford stretch. Route 9 westbound side also from Middletown and New Britain. 91 on the southbound side also in Middletown. Route 691. 95 on the northbound side slow from Old Saybrook down for New London. I-91 on the northbound side is backed up for 57 and Agawam all the way up to the Mass Park on westbound side is backed up for Chicory all the way out to Westfield, and Mass Packet eastbound side, also on 202 Westfield, Mass Packet eastbound side, also around Stockbridge. 290 westbound side, back from 190 to Route 9 in Worcester. Mass Packet change to 293.95. It's Logo. 95 on the northbound side, also from Old Saybrook to New Haven. Acton, 95 on the southbound side, also protected to downtown Providence. 146 southbound side, so from 15 to Route 95 downtown Providence. 95 on the southbound side, so to Work Switch. 95 northbound side, so for Work to downtown Providence. 6 connector sold board friends from Route 6 to 95. 195 westbound side is backed up from Seacock to downtown Providence. 146 on the northbound side is backed up from 295 Lincoln to North Smithfield. 95 with both ends lows around Route 4 in Coventry and around the Work Stretch. Route 4 on the northbound side is backed up from Quonset Point to Warwick. 195 on the eastbound side is backed up from Somerset down to Dartmouth. 195 westbound side is backed up from Dartmouth to Fall River. 140 on the southbound side also from 195 to Route 6 in Bedford. 24 on the southbound side is backed up from 120 Kenton all the way after 123 in Brockton. 95 on the southbound side is backed up from Kenton all the way after Route 1 in Sharon. 495 on the southbound side is backed up from 123 to Norton all the way after 44 in Middleburg. 3 on the southbound side is backed up from Marshfield all the way to Plymouth. Mass Packet on the westbound side, it is slow from Boston all the way after 495 at Westboro. 495 is slow on both ends from Westboro all the way up to past 290 in Marlborough. 290 in the eastbound side, lows around 495 in Marlborough. 120 on the southbound side is backed up from Route 3 in Burlington all the way after the Braintree split. 120 on the northbound side is backed up from the split all the way after Route 95 in Canton. San Francisco Expressway, both ends sold from Boston and the Pike. 93 on both ends of Boston. The Medford is backed up. 93 northbound side is backed up all the way after Route 120 in Canton. 120 on the northbound side. Stop and go for the Needham and Wolseley stretch to then hit breaks again from Waltham all the way out to Lynn. 120 on the northbound side is backed up after 95 in BB all the way at this Beverly, Massachusetts. Route 3 in the northbound side from 120 in Burlington all the way up to Bill Wickup. 195 at Slow both ends from Route 2 in Lowelltown all the way to Route 495. And Route 93 in Andover. 495 is backed up from Lawrence to Haverhill. Up in New Hampshire and Summer, Maine. 93 in the northbound side is backed up right at the Concord, New Hampshire stretch. Everett Turnpike northbound side, Lowell on 283 in Manchester, New Hampshire. Route 3 in the northbound side, Lowell in the Nashua stretch. Spalding Turnpike on the northbound side is backed up from Portsmouth all the way up to Route 4 in Durham. Maine Turnpike is backed up from Southport all the way up to Saco. 195 on the eastbound side, Lowell at the Saco stretch. 295 on the westbound side, Louisville, Portland stretch. 295 eastbound side, so from North Portland all the way up to Falmouth. Route 1 on the southbound side, Louisville and Brunswick, Maine. Interstate 89, 91 on the southbound side, Louisville after Kennedy up in Vermont. I-87 is backed up after Kennedy up in Plattsburgh, New York. And I-87 on the northbound side, Louisville from 3 in Albany all the way up to Detroit. And New York State Ferry is Louisville preference next 80 stretch. And New York State Ferry Louisville after Route 290 out in Buffalo, New York. Alright, Peter Channel News Sign 512. On this Thursday evening, and it's time now for a weather report. And it turned out to be a warm one in store, but get ready to drink water plenty of fluids because it's going to be a scotcher tomorrow. And another threat is an elevated fire weather potential again today for black winds forecast today. Massachusetts State Fire Weather officials have advised that heightened fire danger given warm temperatures, low humidity values, and the lack of rainfall. And the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection has issued an air quality action day for grand level ozone effect from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Friday. Air quality action day means that grand level ozone concentration within the region may approach or exceed unhealthy standards. For additional information, please visit. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For today, most good score about 65 degrees. Southwest about 5 to 8 miles out. For Friday, sunshine showers at 3 p.m. Increase skies about 90 degrees. Southwest about 6 to 13 miles. Skies tonight 23 miles an hour. Chance of 20%. Friday night, chance of showers. Southwest some pretty severe. Hail, temperature, winds, and heavy rain and frequent lightning. Most clouds skies about 70 degrees. Southwest about 7 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of 40%. New rain for miles less than 7 to 10 miles possible. Thunderstorms. Saturday, sunshine showers and thunderstorms before 2 p.m. That is slight chance of showers and thunderstorms up to 5 p.m. Most of the skies coming 91 degrees. West about 8 miles an hour. Gusts inside 21 miles an hour. Chance of 20%. Zion, podcast go about 67 degrees. And Duff force about 5 miles an hour. Becoming common DD for Sunday. Sunday, podcast go about 64 degrees. Monday, most skies coming 89 degrees. Monday night, chance of showers between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Then it shows that thunderstorms at 11 p.m. Chicago 5 a.m. was most clouds going up at 69 degrees. Chance is 40%. Tuesday, Pittsburgh for 8 a.m. was Putts got high about 98 degrees. Tuesday, Podcast got about 69 degrees. And Wednesday, most sunny Podcast has high about 87, about 65 degrees. And for Thursday, most got high about 85 degrees. Currently not near is fair skies and it's 84. Out in Taunton and in Norton it's 86 with a humidity of 44% and it's clear skies. That's going to be it for the Peter channel. 5 o'clock due to this Thursday evening, 21st of July, 2016. Have a good evening and a good bye today. I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a late night report. Have a good evening.